position on banning books in public or school libraries? Are there other ways to address concerns besides banning a book entirely?
Absolutely, that's a great question. So no, I'm against banning books. Absolutely, absolutely. That is the tenet of what I do as vocation. And so with that, each library, nationally and in the state of Ohio, we have policies that guide what we do. So as librarians and a library professional, what we do is we stand behind our policies. So that is what we support. So there are mechanisms in place to challenge a book, to have conversations about really tough things, and to decide as an organization if that's something that would be removed from the collection. And I can tell you, as a library director for 20 years, it has only happened once, and we did not remove the book. Thank you.
Thank you. It is unfortunate that my media and the proponent continue to say that I want to ban books. I never have wanted to ban books. And I think that this is an example of how liberal terminology has been changing definitions of words. In my mind, banning a book means you're not allowed to buy it, or sell it, or have it, or own it. And under the definition that it's being used, it apparently means not allowing taxpayers, or not forcing taxpayers to buy textbooks and requiring teachers to promote an anti-American ideology in the classroom. This is a new definition similar to inflation, recession, boys and girls bathrooms. And I think that this is a really big concern. So it's important to have a well-rounded viewpoint of history. It is important for us to be able to learn from a variety of viewpoints, and I think that we have the local school board and parents in the best position to make sure that children and local boards are receiving that education. Thank you.
What is your position on removing books from a public or school library based on parent concerns? And are there other ways to address such concerns?
Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that question. And there are a number of ways, as was already mentioned, for people to have redress of grievances. And it's usually through the local school board. It is also through the State Board of Education if there is a pervasive problem in the school. And then in the library board, you have the opportunity to go to the Board of Trustees or the Board of Directors, depending on how it's set up. And you also have the opportunity to vote. And so I know that is a very important one because you're all here, and I expect that you all are voting. And so you can make a difference in a variety of ways. But ultimately, whether or not a child is reading a book, which seems to be the question being asked, should be up to the parents and the teacher and the classroom and the school board on whether or not it's age-appropriate material.
There are mechanisms in place, but again, every parent has a decision what their child can read. And you can remove a book from a school library, but the access still remains. And how I would like to answer this question is to talk about the statistics of what is being banned. And what's important to know, and all of these statistics can be found, they're linked on my Zappitello for Ohio.com in an article. But what's concerning about what's going on with banned books is what's being banned. And overwhelming majority says it's from Black and brown authors with Black and brown subject matter. And then after that, it's LGBTQ+. So that's concerning, that we live in a world of fear, that we're just so afraid of the other, and we're so afraid of the unknown. It must be really hard to go through life so scared, afraid of the past, afraid of the future. There's a better way forward, and it's through communication. And sometimes that is having tough conversations about what we're seeing in a book. But children need to see themselves represented as well. And we're open to having those tough conversations. But our schools are professionally run, and so are our libraries. Thank you.